So hello everybody on YouTube and hello to everybody on LinkedIn. Today's broadcast is out to Amazon Live and we should be live on Amazon Live shortly. I just need to wait for the signal to come through from my studio to OneStream and from OneStream to my iPad, and it should be on my iPad in a moment, all things being equal. And it says it's live on OneStream, which is absolutely brilliant. And I love how easy this has become. When I look back at going live in the beginning, then and I can go live on Amazon Live now. It was so difficult. So I'm racing back to the studio now, and we've got 8 seconds to spare. So that's good. We are live on Amazon Live, and I can sort of reduce things to this. Okay, and if I switch this camera on, there we are. Okay, this is Stephen in wonderful Wiltshire in England, and it's Monday. It's 9 AM Eastern. It's 2 PM in the UK, 3 PM in Belgium, and it's my live show on Amazon Live. You'll find a link up above to actually join me on Amazon Live if you wish. If you're watching on YouTube and LinkedIn, then you can join me on Amazon Live. The thing about broadcasting on Amazon Live is, do you get the full experience if you actually come and watch me there? Because in addition to seeing what I'm talking about, you can actually see the items in the carousel down below me, and you can sort of. I'm live now. Just a minute. It's my live show on Amazon. Just give me a second. You'll find a link up above to actually join. Okay, I can close that. I'm just got notification that we're actually live on the website as well. So if you are on Facebook, then the link, well, you can't see me, but the link is in the post on Facebook to actually join me on Amazon Live, or to join me on the website. Just going to go to Amazon Live, and yes, that's okay. So, and just refresh that page. Okay, I'm live on my website today, and I'm going to share that with you during the course of this broadcast. Broadcasting on your website is going to be increasingly important in 2022. In the second, third, and fourth quarters, and we're rapidly closing in on the end of the first quarter. And just going to go to Amazon Live. Okay, we're working live there, so I can come back to me now, and let's just chill and relax and say hello to everybody who's watching Amazon Live. Thank you for joining me today. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go through the carousel and tell you the items that are on discount. So I'm scrolling the carousel at the bottom of the screen, and the first item that's on discount is the Obspot Tiny TZ camera, which is 10% off today. So we'll be looking at that most definitely. Logitech Brio is what you're actually watching now, and that is 19% off today. I wish these prices had been around when I was actually buying the kit. Now, just a word. The prices that are showing down in the carousel are on an offer whilst I'm live today. Now, I am planning to be live until 11 AM Eastern, which means for the next 2 hours, the links in the carousel, the prices in the carousel are what you will see when you click the photo. Now, when you click a photo, it takes you over to the Amazon.com page for the item. You're not buying anything until you decide to do so. So clicking a link in the carousel does not mean that you're actually buying the unit that actually is highlighted there. Logitech C920X, I'll come back to what the X stands for. It's not on discount, but on discount today is the Audio Technica microphone, which I will show you, and that is 9% off at $99. So there's 9% off on that. The professional grade microphone, which I'm going to be talking about, which is this one, which is a Power Device microphone, is down in the carousel, and that is 41% off today. The portable charger, which I will get to, is hiding at the moment. It's actually plugged in, so we'll unplug it later, but that is 10% off. And going through again, Fitbit, we'll be talking about Fitbits and my Fitbit Inspire 2, and that is 13% off today. And in addition to that, TP-Link Deco, and I can show you that if I go here and actually put this full screen. This is the TP-Link Deco, which is the Wi-Fi unit. I'll be talking about that too. So we're going TrebLab X3 Pro earbuds, maybe mentioned. My favorite stand, come back to me. I think will come back to me. Okay, we're talking about this, which is my favorite tablet stand, which is 15% off today, $16.99. And let's just talk about this for a moment because it's highlighted in the carousel. I'm going to put this down, and I mean, in terms of a stand, this is so well designed. I just love the shape of it. It's brushed steel. It's got a plate at the front. You can adjust the angle, and it's very stiff. It's not going to collapse. You've actually got to do it. It's got a hole at the back. I don't know why the hole is there. It's obviously part of the design. I don't think it's part of the functionality. But the thing is that you can take your pad and just put it on here, and it will be safe, and you can adjust the angle so that you can go good vision, and you can have it like that, or you can have it like that. So it's an adjustable stand with one hinge, and it's a very solid piece of kit, very stylish. It is polished. It's in need of a polish, in actual fact. So that's the stand that's down in the carousel at the moment. It's functional. It works. That's all I can say. I mean, I put my tablet on there, and I put it side of me, and it works. Yeah. So that's the stand. Okay. So I'm going to put the stand back down. So the stand is back down, and I'm going to pick my iPad up again. We've got to have an iPad to actually go live on Amazon Live, so may as well make use of it. So that's the tablet stand. Thank you for watching an Amazon Live. Thank you. Okay, just going through the items that are on discount today. If you have a Microsoft Surface, then the Microsoft Surface Pen today is 45% off. Its usual price is $99.99. Today it's 45% off at $54.99. I've had a Microsoft Surface Book 2 for about 18 months now. It is a workhorse, 16 gig of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive, and this pen. Because the thing about Microsoft Surface Book 2 is it's a dual machine. It's not just a laptop, it's also a 13.5 or a 15-inch tablet. And when you're in tablet mode, using the stylus pen, the Surface Pen, comes into its own. Okay, at the moment I've got the Microsoft Surface Book 2 and it's attached to a BenQ monitor, and it's the BenQ monitor I'm actually looking at the moment, and should be looking at the camera. Okay, right, just going through items which are on discount today. Logitech HD Pro is on discount, 29% off. These are all items that are showing in the left hand side beneath me over on the left. I've got to point the other way. There is the tripod, and I can perhaps show you part of the tripod stand. I can't actually fit it all on screen. Okay, this is the tripod to actually hold your iPad. Now, if you're going to broadcast from your iPad, it's as well to have a stand which will hold it secure. And this is such a stand. It's a very secure stand. And again, it's on offer today. It's 10% off. All right, and coming up the final straight now, the keyboard, and this is my Microsoft Surface keyboard is here. Okay, very stylish, lightweight, light touch, and the same finish as my Microsoft Surface Book 2. It is a keyboard to be reckoned with. Okay, and I'm going to go over. Oh, my monitor's on sale. I've got the monitor that's down in the carousel, which is the BenQ 27-inch, and it is a monitor for designers, for CAD designers. But I love the fact that I can go to 3240 resolution in it. So it's 10% off today at $189.99. Right, I think we are coming to the end of the special offers. So I'm going to go right back to the beginning. Okay, now you can, whilst I'm talking about something, yeah, you can scroll. You'll see the special prices. Scroll the carousel, and if you see anything you like, you can ask me questions about it. I'm here to answer your questions. Okay. Of the items in the carousel, I actually own 75%. So if you ask me a question, it's about an item I'm already using. If you want to ask me a question about live broadcasting, then please do. I've been live broadcasting for 6 years. And just as a note, if I go and show this in the stream, and I'm just going to bring it up on screen so you know, not that one, that's me, this one. Okay, I'm going to take that off and I'm going to put this full screen. Just before we get started for real, this is where I live, Devizes in Wiltshire. It's half an hour away from Stonehenge, half an hour away from Avebury. It's a market town, population 23,000. It has its own castle, Devizes Castle, which was fought over by King Stephen. Yes, there was a King Stephen. And we may show you a video of Devizes later in this broadcast. But at the moment, it's back to me. Now, in the UK, just let me go over here. Now is the time to say welcome to the broadcast. You're watching Lights, Camera, Action, and you're watching, it's me, Stephen, live from Wiltshire. Now, warning, I'm doing this live. I'm broadcasting from my Be Live studio. I'll show you the Be Live logo, top right. Okay, so that's the Be Live logo. Wherever you see that logo, it means it's Be Live. Be Live allows me to have 8 people on screen to play YouTube videos, to do selling, and it's got everything I need. You'll see during the course of this broadcast, YouTube videos, images, slideshows, a whole range of things. Okay, so the first item in the carousel, which I've highlighted now, is something entirely new. Well, when I say new, if I show this on screen, nope, not that one. I told you things are going to go decidedly today. Just let me find something down here. Okay. I know I've got it. I know I've packed it. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm going to, you know, this is Lights, Camera, Action now. I can hide that. Okay. You know I've got a second camera, so I can hide that. Oh no, I'll hide that for the moment. Live video. I'm going to do a short segment in this broadcast about broadcasting to your website. And that's where I live, which is Devizes. So we're going to come now to this. Now, this happened 2 weeks ago. And I'm just going to shrink myself. Just a second. That's it. I'm shrunk. You can see more now. This happened 2 weeks ago. I was watching Amazon Live. I was watching my good friend Marco Novo, who lives in Portugal and presents a show on Amazon Live. He and I have been broadcasting together for the last 4 years, I think. And we get on famously, we're good friends, and we're both happy to be broadcasting Amazon Live. And Marco was interviewing Daniel Segman, who works for Logitech. Now, Logitech, we know, Logitech are about cameras. Logitech C920, 922, 925, 930, Logitech Brio, they're all about cameras. But in January of 2022, Logitech launched the Logitech Litra Lite. So thank you to Marco and thank you to Daniel. There are 3 important factors in a live broadcast. Okay, and we're going to talk about all of them during the course of this broadcast today. Just let me hide Be Live for a moment. Sure they won't mind. By the way, I actually work for Be Live. If you have any questions about be.live, then please do ask. So, elements of a live broadcast are the camera. Now, you're watching me now on the Logitech Brio. I'm going to show you everything about Logitech Brio later in this broadcast. The microphone. I'm using an Elgato Wave microphone. So let's just confirm that for anybody who's not unmuted. Okay, let me just find it. I just want to put it on screen and then we all know. Okay, so my main camera today is the Logitech Brio, which is up above me and I'm looking at it now. And my microphone of choice today is the Elgato Wave 3. We're looking at two microphones today, the Elgato Wave 3 and the Audio-Technica AT2020. It's the Elgato Wave 3 that's connected today. And I have to say that I'm also using Crisp.ai to do all the noise cancellation. Okay, so cameras, microphones, and lighting. Lighting is so important. Yeah, getting the lighting right is difficult because lighting is the thing that makes people want to stay and watch you. Yeah, if you're sat in a dark room with a camera on, then that's not going to work. What you have to be is well lit. Okay, now in terms of doing that, Logitech have produced, just a minute, this is fastened up. Logitech have produced their first lighting, and I saw it with Daniel Amocco, and I thought I love the way the light looks. So, like you all, having found something I like, I clicked the link in the carousel, and I went off to the Amazon.com page for the Logitech Litra Light, and I read the reviews, and I watched the videos. Then I went over to Amazon, to YouTube, and I watched the videos on YouTube. Then I came back to Amazon, and I ordered 2 of the lights. Okay, now, just a minute. Okay, this is the Logitech Litra light. This is one of the boxes. I've got 2 of them. That's it. And well, first of all, it's orange. Orange is always an attractive color in packaging. It's the Litra Glow light, released in January 2022 by Logitech. And we know, because I'm going to show you a camera later that I've had for a while, we know the quality of the build. The other thing is, as I show you this wonderful light there, okay, is the design. The cameras have a unique Logitech design. This is the Logitech design for the light. Okay, when you receive the light, and it's on now, and I'll show you how to work it in a minute, then there's cellophane wrapped around the base and the cellophane around the back of the lamp itself. Okay, first thing you do before you do anything else is you take the cable and you plug it in. Okay, this is a USB-A, USB-C cable supplied with the light. There is no reason to actually use any other cable because Logitech have optimized the cable for use with this light. Okay, so it's now plugged in. It's not on, but it's plugged in. I can angle the light to that degree. So before we go there, sorry, it's got a shelf, little shelf, which comes in or out. And when it's out, this light will go over the back of your monitor and it just sits there. Yeah. And you can angle it down towards yourself. It depends where you want the light. You can have the light over your head, or you can have the light pointing at you, or you can have the light pointing down at the work surface. Okay, so this is a very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a word. I'll come in a minute. Okay. What's the word? Do you know? If you know the word, then please do type it in the comments. Okay, this is a very turn the light that way. Okay, and you can turn the light that way as well. Okay, so you've got full control. Versatile. This is a very versatile light. I got the word, the magic word. I'm going to write that down somewhere so I don't forget it again. Versatile is the word I was looking for. So over the back of your monitor, you can angle it and you can switch the light on by pressing the button on the back. Okay, and the light will go on, and you can see it's making a difference depending on where I hold the light, and we're going to come on to that in a moment. Also on the back of the light, as I switch it off, you've got the on-off switch. Simple and straightforward, that's what we just did. And then you've got a brightness and a temperature gauge, both independently. You can change the brightness, you can change the temperature from just physical controls. As far as the light itself is concerned, it is lightweight. Okay, it does fit over your monitor quite easily. However, if you want to take this light and put it onto a tripod stand, then you can take this off and attach it to the tripod stand. So with the tripod stand, benefit is it's not just restricted to being on your monitor. You can actually use it anywhere on your desking. So I'm going to put it down for a moment. Now, it has various heights. So I'm going to put the light there, and I'm going to go up and up and up and up. Okay, so you've got an extension on the light, yeah, and that means that again you've got, it's even more versatile than at the beginning. Okay, so use the cable supplied with it, use the controls on the back. Now, if you plug this light directly into your PC or Mac, then there are things that you can do. And just let me load up some software, and I'm going to show you how you can control this light using software. Now, if you're a gamer, you'll be familiar with the software I'm about to show you. It's the Logitech G Hub, which controls games, and it controls a whole range of things for gamers. But now, for broadcasters, it's actually controlling the Logitech Litra Glow Light. So I'm waiting for the software to load, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share it on screen with you. So give me a second while I do the screen share, and it should come up. I should be able to show it straight away if I can find it in here. And it's trying to escape me. Okay, I've got it. I've captured it. It's a bit like casting a line for a fish. Yeah. With I mean, I can share a browser tab in my studio, no problem at all. But if you want to share an application on your desktop, then it's a little bit more tricky. But having said that, I can now bring the software up on screen. This is the software, and we are going to use it to actually work out what lighting we can have in our broadcasting on Zoom. So let's take care of that. Let's say thank you again to Marco and Daniel. And now the software, I'm going to go side by side. Okay, and I want to go this way around. Okay, so this is me. Okay, and on the right is the software. Okay, now I'm going to put this lamp down. The lamp, the second Litra Glow, is above me. It's mounted on my BenQ monitor using the shelf that we saw earlier, and I can now control it using the software. I'm just hoping that this works. I've not done this before today. This is me, and I've got the light on. This is me, and I've got the light off. Just a minute. Just don't go anywhere. Right. Okay. I'll probably be able to do a better demonstration now. This is Logitech G Hub, and this is the controls for the Logitech Litra light, which is down in the carousel at the moment. The light is currently off. If I switch it on, then I get brighter. If I go to here, I get brighter still. Okay, so we are now on, just a minute, we're now on maximum brightness, which isn't sort of the real, it's not good. It's okay, but it's not good. So the next one, I've got 7 presets that I can go with. So I'm going to go through them. So that one was bright, cool blue. Then we've got cozy daylight. And you'll see that as I'm going through these, I've got a bit more color now. And mild afternoon, this is soft sunset. Okay, and finally, nearly finally, cozy candlelight. I quite like this one. Okay, I'm going to leave this to my lighting for the rest of this broadcast. Cozy candlelight. I mean, it is. I'm going to come back to why in a minute, and then finally this one. Right. This is one I made earlier. This is totally wrong. This is bad. I made this. This is nothing to do with Logitech or Litra. What I'm saying here is, and emphasizing, is that you can design your own presets. So in other words, you can, if I go side by side again, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to change up a bit. Just give me a second. I'm just going to change it so that we can see it better. Okay. So there's the software on the right hand side of me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down the temperature, okay, until I get to something that looks like me. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. I think that's pretty close. And then I'm going to turn the brightness down again until we get to something pretty close. So the whole point of this is that using the software, you can change everything to suit yourself, to suit the time of day. If it's totally dark, then you want bright lights. If it's mid-afternoon, you can actually lower the lights a little bit. But I'm only lit now. I have no room lights on at all. I just got the Logitech Litra light. And if you're looking for lighting, which is, I can say this now, incredibly versatile. This is the first lighting product Logitech have produced. It's Logitech engineering at its best. It's a quality product. I bought 2 of them from Amazon, and they're lighting my broadcasts 5 days a week now. I'm live on Amazon Live at 9 a.m. Eastern every single day, and you're more than welcome to actually join me and ask questions as well. Okay, I'm also today actually broadcasting on my website. So if you're watching on my website, I'd like to say thank you. And if you have any questions, because my website has got a comment section now, if you have any questions, then please do ask, and I'll get to answer the questions after this broadcast on Amazon Live. So this software, Logitech G Hub, well known to gamers, and you download it from logitech.com. In fact, there is a barcode on the box, so you can actually just scan the barcode. It'll take you to the Logitech website, and you can download the software, install it. As soon as you install it, it will find your light. As soon as you install it, it will find your light straight away. If you've got more than one light, it will show you more than one light. Okay, majority of people would only ever need one light. This is the only light I'm using today. So that is the Logitech Litra light, which is down the carousel. I'm just going over to my iPad, and my iPad's gone to sleep. Just a second. Okay. Okay, and I'm still alive. Wow. Okay. Right. To everybody who's watching me on Amazon Live, I'd like to say a big thank you. So that's the Logitech Litra light. It's in the carousel today at $59.99. It is it's a Logitech product. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to show is also a Logitech product. But I just want to say from me to you, thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. I'm here to help you. Okay, so thank you for visiting. If you've any questions at all, then please put them down. And you're actually watching my main camera today, which is Logitech Brio and the Elgato Wave microphone. Both are down the carousel. I can't give you a better demonstration of a camera or a microphone than actually being using it during the live broadcast. And you'll find both the Logitech Brio and the Elgato Wave 3 down in the carousel. I'm going to talk a bit about both of them. But for the moment, what I want to do is I'm going to hide that. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put, remember the light, this light? I'm going to put it back over here. Okay, and whilst I put it back over here, I'm just going to remind you that I bought this light because I watched an Amazon live broadcast by Marco Novo and by Daniel Sigmund of Logitech, and I don't think Daniel knows yet, but sold a light directly off that broadcast. Okay, so I need to put this away. I need to hide those. Those I'll need later. So just a bit of setting up. Just give me a second. Be worth it. Just right. Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about, as I go full screen, so we can say goodbye to Daniel for now, and goodbye to the software. I can stop the screen share, and we're back to me. Okay. When you, okay, live broadcaster for 6 years. I got into live broadcasting with a piece of software called Blab. I made hundreds of friends on Blab, and then in October 2016, October 15th, 2016, BeLive released their system for Facebook Live where you could have two people on screen side by side, not picture in picture, side by side. And BeLive were the first people to do this, and that's 5.5 years ago. It's incredible how far we've come in 5.5 years. So you look at all the systems been and gone. BeLive, well, I've got to say, vested interest. I actually work for BeLive as a content creator. This is my live show, but I work for BeLive. And if you have any questions about BeLive, then please do ask. But when I started broadcasting in 2016, and I'm just going to take the logo off. When I started broadcasting in 2016, I started with my PC, and it was a Samsung all-in-one PC. You remember the all-in-one PCs from Samsung, built like tanks, heavy duty and heavyweight, and it was an all-in-one PC. And okay, and I used the internal camera and the internal microphone in my first broadcast. Yeah, there's no point in actually spending money until you know you want to go live. And then when I say live, I mean on Zoom or on the web. Okay, today we're live on my website, and I'll show you where we are in a minute or two. There's no need to buy any hardware until you're happy that you're happy on Zoom or you're happy broadcasting to the web. None at all. None at all. Money wasted. Marco, who I spoke about earlier, and I know people who spent thousands of dollars getting the best camera, the best microphone, the best green screen, the best of everything, and then they've gone live for the first time and hated it. Yeah. Vast majority of people who try live video enjoy their first broadcast, go on to a second broadcast, and if you do two broadcasts, you do a 3 and a 30th and a 300. But don't spend any money until you've done several broadcasts. But when you do spend your money, basically, that's when you're looking for a camera and a microphone. Now, don't get me wrong, the camera and microphone on the PC these days is good quality, but an external camera is the next step up. So I actually bought this camera, and this is the Logitech C920. I'm going to put it together again. This is the Logitech C920, which is down in the carousel. Just a minute. It's now down in the carousel. This is the C920X. Okay, not to be confused with the C920. This is the 920X. And I'm showing you for a very special reason. The X stands for extra. Now, this is the first camera I bought. External camera. This webcam is 6 years old. So we talked earlier about Logitech product, and the quality of build on these cameras. 6 years. I mean, what more can you ask of any consumer product? That it works the same now as it did 6 years ago. Now, when you get the camera, it is a USB-A connector, and it can go straight into your computer, or it can go into a USB extension, which I'll talk about later. But that's your first external camera. This is ideal for somebody who wants to make a good impression on Zoom, or is starting thinking about live broadcasting. This ideal first camera. It has a pedigree. This camera was first produced in 2012. It's been updated regularly. This particular version came out in 2018, or I might be wrong. I'll check on that in a minute. If you let me, I'll just go and check. Just let me check. The thing about broadcasting live like this is that sometimes you say things. Right, sorry, no. This version of the camera is from March 31st, 2020. So happy birthday, nearly, to this camera. This is the 2020 release of this particular camera. Now, how does it work? Well, you've got the lens. It's capable of 78 degrees, okay? Now, the cameras I'm going to show you later are capable of 90 degrees. The field of view, the angle which it can actually see, okay? It can't see beyond that. It's blinkered, yeah? It's then got dual microphones either side. And in terms of what you do next, you take out of its packaging, you pull down that lip there, and then you put it over the top of your monitor. And then you can adjust it so that you're looking directly at the camera, so that the angle is good for you, it's comfortable. You want this to be at a comfortable angle, and it's only by trial and error you're actually going to do this. Yeah, so put it up on the monitor. I've got a comment. Thank you for the comment on Amazon Live. I'll be with you shortly. It goes on your monitor. The other thing you can do, we've been here before, but you'll see on the bottom of the unit is space for you to actually put in these things. These tripods do come in handy. You actually put the camera on the tripod. Okay, not like that. You'd actually screw it on, but I'm not going to go there because I'll only have to take it off again. It just simply screws onto the monitor like that, and then you can take the tripod stand, so-called because it's got 3 legs, and then you can put it anywhere. Yeah, it's not restricted to being on your monitor. You can move the camera anywhere, and I will try later this week. I'm live at 9 AM Eastern every day, by the way. I will try later this week. I'll try this live. I'll practice. That's what you need to do, practice. So I'll practice. So enough about the stand. Back to the camera. Okay, this then is the ideal first camera. It either goes on your monitor or it can go on a tripod stand. But it is the 920X, and it's the 920X because there's an extra, and that extra I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm going to tell you about it first. Back in 2019, I wanted to do something different in my broadcasts, and I wanted to give them pizzazz. Okay, I wanted to make them different, make them stand out. And one of the ways that we can make our broadcast stand out is by having background removal software. So this green screen behind me gets replaced by something entirely better, more interesting, probably is the word. Now, I came across a piece of software called XSplit VCam. XSplit VCam is background removal software by XSplit. I've been a subscriber to their software for the last 4 years. I got the full annual version of this and more, but included with this camera is 3 months of XSplit VCam background removal software. And rather than my waffling about it, I'm going to show you what it can do. So let's put the video full screen. I'm going to switch off my microphone and press play. And I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit VCam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now, the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself. and this is the XSplit VCam program. Okay, now you notice the top there, it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so the next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file. Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do is you can run a YouTube video. Now I can show you the second thing you can do is that you can actually, I'm just going to change my lighting. Just give me a second here and go here. Okay, now I've had a remark, and I'll say hello to Tyler. I've had a remark from Tyler who says he can hardly see me. Now I'm over, this is just a quality control check. I'm over on Amazon Live now, and I can see myself. So Tyler, I can only say that as far as I can see, over on Amazon Live, the picture is quite good. Okay, and got to do these quality checks every so often, but as far as I can see, the camera, if you think the camera doesn't look right, then please let me know. I've just changed the lighting. I changed it whilst we were live, which is not the best thing to do, and hopefully get back to where it was when I started this live broadcast. So I can take that off screen now. So Logitech C920X is the ideal first camera. It's ideal for Zoom. I mean, $59 for a Zoom camera. You're not only getting the camera, you're getting the external microphones as well. So this is a great camera to start off with. I've been using this camera, as I said earlier, for 6 years. It's a high quality build. It's Logitech, and thousands of live, if not millions of live broadcasters, and many of my friends still use this camera every single day. Now, the camera you're watching now is the Logitech Brio, and I upgraded to the Brio. Just give me a second. I upgraded to the Brio because I wanted to do 4K. The camera I'm showing you is 1080 and 720. You're actually watching me in 720 today. Now, a word of explanation. In terms of broadcasting, there are different qualities. Okay, now I'm broadcasting to you in 720p. My camera is capable of 1080p and 4K. What do we mean in English? 720p is DVD quality. So if you put a DVD in your DVD player and watch it on television, that's the quality we're at the moment. 1080 is higher definition. Okay, so it's better quality. In other words, you can see a clearer picture, and you can see, well, you know how you look on a camera and how you look on your mobile phone, totally different qualities. That's the sort of thing we're improving, is the quality of the image. Yeah. And as far as I know, we can't broadcast at 4K yet. Well, that's not strictly true. We can't broadcast mainstream at 4K. 4K is the highest quality that's commercially available. And the camera, the Brio camera, which I'll talk about shortly, is such a camera. Okay, so that's what I'm using today. I just want to go, before we leave the C920X, to make sure I've not forgotten anything. Okay, the X does stand for extra, which is XSplit VCam. It is full HD, 1080p, 30 frames per second, more frames, better quality of the video. It has clear audio. It's got two omnidirectional microphones. Basically, the microphones in here will pick up the sound all around you. Okay, has to be said. It's got, I might as well show you the camera and talk about it. It's got HD light correction. So if you're in a low light situation, then the camera will do its best to correct for that. Okay, and increasingly they're getting very, very good at it. And there is a piece of software which I'm going to talk about later, which is, if you've got a camera, then anything software-wise is free, and you can go to the website and you can download Logitech Capture. I'm going to show you Logitech Capture in a moment, and it's going to control my Logitech Brio. So Logitech Brio is next up. We're staying with this one, and low light setting we've mentioned, and 78 degrees field of view. The next camera we're going to see is a 90-degree field of view. This camera was first available in this format on the 31st of March 2020, and finally it includes 3 months of XSplit VCam. So I'm going to hide that. So that's the Logitech C920X. It is the first external camera I ever bought. I've had it 6 years. It's still working perfectly, and in normal times it is connected to my second PC. Okay, but I got the Brio to do 4K. Now, over to Tyler. As I say, I've checked Tyler, and if anybody thinks I do have a camera problem, then please do let me know. During live broadcasting, I've got to tell you that my focus when I'm live broadcasting is actually on the broadcast itself. I've got the iPad in front of me. I can see your comments as you make them. Okay, and I read your comments when I'm showing you a video. That's the way I do it, because it's rude for me to actually read your comments. Well, try not to read your comments whilst we're live or I'm on camera. So if you have any quality issues, then please do say. It's helpful if you're watching any broadcast on Amazon Live and you feel the broadcaster has quality issues, then please do let them know. Yeah, because all they have to do is refresh. The broadcast continues, they're back seconds later and their camera is looking perfect. Okay, right, the next camera that we're going to look at, I can't show it you for obvious reasons, is the Logitech Brio. Now you're actually watching me on the Logitech Brio today, and just to remind before we get going, normal price on the Logitech Brio is $199.99. Today it's $162.41, so it is 19% off, and I wish that I bought it at this lower price. It's a classic camera. Okay, it's basically, as the C920, 720 and 1080p, but it's also 4K. Now, we can't broadcast in 4K at the moment. We don't have the internet infrastructure. We don't have a powerful enough internet to actually do this. Now, you can do it solo. You can't go 4K on Facebook. You can't go 4K on Twitch. You can't go 4K on Twitter. You can go 4K on YouTube. So the other week, last week, in actual fact, I set up my XSplit broadcaster software, dialed it up to 4K, and I went live on YouTube in 4K using the Brio camera. And I've got to tell you, the difference in quality and definition is astonishing. Yeah, you can see clearly now the range. No, not so. You can see clearly the difference between 720, 1080, and 4K. 4K camera, brilliant for Zoom, blow people away on Zoom, and for going live solo on Facebook, YouTube. Well, not Facebook, on YouTube you can do 4K. Okay, there are other sites you can do 4K, but in general, when we're broadcasting, we go out at 720 or 1080p. Now, That's sufficient. I mean, 720 DVD quality, all good. So that's, I can't say fairer than you're actually watching the camera now. I'm going to keep adjusting the lighting until I actually get it right. Okay, let's switch it off. I've gone dark, so we've definitely got lights on. Okay, I'm using extra light, and I think that lighting is better. Okay, I mean, there's 7 presets to go. By the end of this broadcast today, I'll have gone through all the presets several times until we find the perfect lighting. Okay, Logitech Brio. So let's go back and some facts about Logitech Brio before I give you a demonstration of how to control the Brio. Now, you buy Logitech Brio, click the link in the carousel. You get the camera, you plug it in. It's USB. So it goes straight into your Windows machine, goes straight to Mac machine, no problem. It's recognized by them. You don't need to download any software for it to work. You can just plug it in, put it on your monitors. That's it, job done. Windows and Mac both know about it. It will work straight away. But if you want greater control over it, then there's some software that you can download. And let's just go through its main features though, before I go to the software. So it's ultra high definition 4K. It's got noise cancelling built in. This is important. We talked about the microphone on the 920 being omnidirectional. Noise cancelling gets rid of that. So it actually cuts out everything apart from your voice. Okay. As I said earlier, there is a light correcting software built into the camera. Now, if I switch my lights off, straight away the Brio will try to correct. Okay. And then I switch the lights back on and the Brio can take a rest because I'm well lit. Okay. So there is compensation for low light. It's got a wide field of view, 65 degrees, 78 degrees, 90 degrees. I'm going to show you how those 3 look in a moment. So FOV, field of view. I love acronyms. Well, no, I don't really. Right, okay. And it's got 4 times the resolution of a typical HD camera. So it's 4 times the resolution of the 920. And, well, so that's basically auto light. We talked about Logitech Right Light. It's got the built-in correction and 3 fields of view I've just spoken about. And it can do up to 90 frames a second. Now, we're broadcasting today at 30 frames per second. We could go on Amazon Live. I can only do 30 frames per second. The more frames, yeah, then the better the quality of the picture. Okay, 30 frames per second is industry standard, but the camera, the Logitech Brio, can go up to higher than that. It's versatile mounting because, as we saw earlier, it can either go on top of your monitor or it can go on your tripod. Okay, where's the tripod when you need one? Okay, the tripod. Got tripod mounting too. And just final reminder, it is 4K, 1080 and 720. It was released February 2017. I've had mine for 2 years, no problems at all. And we're now going to look at Logitech Capture. As I said, did you hear that squeak? No, you didn't, because I'm using noise cancellation software. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen. And remember when we shared screen last time, I had to try and find the software. Well, it's going to be even more fun now because trying to locate Logitech software is interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do, as we did earlier with the C920X, with the lights, I'm going to bring the software up on screen with me. So 3, 2, 1. There's the software. Okay, but it's no use just having the software. That's not enough. You actually need me on camera too. We've watched that video, so I can hide that. Okay, and I'm going to go picture in picture. Now I'm going to go side by side. And what I want to do is I want to change the layout. So let me get rid of that box. I've got a box in the way. When I start off any Amazon live show, my desk is totally clear, believe you me. And as I start broadcasting, then everything goes to hell. Well, everything changes. Okay, right. This is not right. There are two pieces of software. If you go to logitech.com, you can search for Logitech Capture, and there are two pieces of software. Logitech Capture and this, which is its little brother. Now, the software I'm going to show you is on the same page as Logitech Capture. It has the same functionality. Logitech Capture does a lot more, okay? And I'm very conscious when broadcasting. So I'm going to show you what this software can do by going side by side, switch the caption off, okay? My apologies in advance for this. It will only last a few seconds, but you're going to see what happens when I start pressing the buttons. First of all, using the software to the right of me, I can zoom in, okay? And I apologize. You can zoom in. And what you're actually trying to do is to get it so you're comfortable on camera. Now, I've got to tell you that I am not comfortable on camera. So what we're going to do straight away is we're going to, I say straight away, that's a relative term. We're going to zoom out again. Now, you actually go for the zoom that you're comfortable with. Yeah, this is all about you being comfortable on camera, not about anything else. Yeah, that's the main thing. You want to be comfortable on camera. I've seen the comment on Amazon Live. I'll read you shortly to answer your question or take your comment. Thank you very much. So I can zoom in and out with the software. I can pan left and right. So we're going to go over to a blank wall. I'm going to come the other way, and you can see if I pan down, you can see the chest set. Okay, now I'm going to go. You can also see that's the Audio Technica microphone we'll be looking at. I can pan back up, okay, and I can go left again. Now I can go this way, okay, and I want to go just a shade there. I want to go up a bit. Now I'm borderline here. This is not a good look. I know my face is on screen, but you can't see the top of my head. And this is off-putting to people watching you, even people watching you on Zoom. There's nothing. You've got to know where you are on screen. You've got to be in the center of the screen, and you've got to be framed. Being framed means that you have, just let me go here, means that you have headspace. Not like that, not like that, but like that. You've got space above your head, okay? That's important. When we look at somebody on screen, when we're watching somebody on live screen, we look at three things. One, that they are in the center of the screen, okay? So broadcasting like this, no. Broadcasting like this, no. Broadcasting looking at a camera, big yes. Okay, now looking at a camera is a learned skill. Yeah, getting the headroom right. Looking at a camera is a learned skill. You learn it after a time, and occasionally when live broadcasting you'll forget it, so don't worry about that. You should be in the center of the screen. Now you're not going to measure it by millimeter, you're actually going to gauge it. You know, look at your shoulder there and your shoulder there and decide whether there's enough space at the side. Okay, but headroom, center of screen, space at the side. Okay, get comfortable, get used to looking at the camera. So those are the physical adjustments that you can actually make. Zoom in, zoom out, pan left and right, tilt up and down. We've used all those. The next thing you can do is you can vary the angle. Now, we said that this camera, Logitech Brio, has 3 angles. This is 90 degrees. And straight away, I've shrunk and you can see more of my office. Yeah. And if I zoom out a bit, you can see even more of my office. So let's put the zoom back on. Okay, so 90 degrees, wider angle shows more. 78 degrees, getting closer. So this is a cropped version of me. Yeah, you're not actually seeing my office. And at 65 degrees, you just think I'm living up against a green screen. Experiment with these, yeah? Experiment with the three fields of vision. When most people start broadcasting, I'm going to exaggerate here. When most people start broadcasting, they start broadcasting like this, okay? In other words, you're not the center of attention. The center of attention is everything that's around you, yeah? As you grow in confidence on camera, then you get closer and closer to the camera until you've got to the stage where, okay, I'm going to stick with that, where you're actually confident on camera. Okay, we all start off at the back of the studio and then gradually we come forward. That's natural. Okay, being on camera is a learned skill. Okay, go live once, scared as and don't know what. Go live twice, bit better. Third time, better. 30th, yeah. You improve over time. Nobody goes live and gets it perfect. I will not be perfect in this live broadcast. That is the one thing which is a constant, but it's not a problem because live video, being on live video or being on a Zoom call is not about perfection. It's about getting your story across, telling stories. Yeah, and if you effectively tell your story, then just that's it, job done. Yeah, you don't need to worry if you're actually telling your stories. And I'm telling you stories this afternoon. And thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live. Now, that's the physical side of things. There are also things you can do. Somebody mentioned earlier that you couldn't see me on camera. Well, if I go like this, you most definitely can't see me. I'm adjusting the brightness and I can go to the other end of the spectrum and I can go down. So you definitely can't see me now. If I come back to 50%, I'm going there now. Just a second, we'll get there. Just hang on. All right, you can't see it, but I can. I've got 50%. The default setting for all these is 50%. I can change the color. I can go bright red if I press the right one, or I can go down to sepia. Now, it depends what color you're actually, we all perceive color differently. So set it so that you're happy with the color. I'm going to go back, and you guessed it, I'm going to go back to 50%, perhaps slightly lower. Okay, and slightly lower. Just check the iPad then to make sure it didn't turn off until I get to where I'm happy. Okay. Contrast, I can change the contrast up to 100%, down to 0, and I look negative. And I'm normally, I've got to say that I am normally a positive person. So then a negative look, I'm not happy with it all. Doesn't suit me. That's a conundrum. Auto white balance is useful in low light. Again, you can switch it on or you can switch it off. Depends. Okay, now normally I would have it off. The final thing that we've got here, and you can see it, is bottom left, is autofocus, which we don't need anymore. It's redundant. That's been superseded. Okay, we don't need to do that. But as you can see, you can just the brightness, color, the contrast, and the auto white balance. Now, what happens if you're experimenting and you get it totally wrong? Okay, if you get it totally wrong, you simply press the restore defaults and it's back to its factory settings. And when I do these live demonstrations, you're not going to believe this, but occasionally they don't go perfect. So I sometimes use the restore default button at the end of a demonstration so my camera goes somewhere near back to normal. Okay, let's go to the iPad. And thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live. It's my pleasure to be broadcasting live today. And hello, David. David, it's nice to see you. And the question from David is, how's this going? And it's going rather well, thank you. Spring's here in the UK. I was normally we actually go out for a walk at lunchtime, yeah, before lunch, and go my partner and I will go for a walk. But we started doing, because the weather's been so good over the weekend, we started gardening, and we're actually transforming the back garden. We've had a 25-foot tree removed, and we're going to wild that area. It's going to be full of wild flowers, so we've got that going on. We have a patio at the bottom which became overgrown, so we've been working hard to cut that back because we keep chickens. And we have what's called an igloo. EGLU is an igloo, and it's a chicken house, but it's made of plastic, okay, and it's easy to maintain. You can just, well, I'm not going to go into it on live video, but it is easy to maintain. And those of you who keep chickens know what I mean by easy to maintain. And it's just been wonderful to just get out in the garden and just enjoy the sunshine and actually do some work that we decided today not to go for a walk, but to go in the garden. So today I've been in the garden with my half moon, and I've been going up the side of the path, making sure that the grass is trimmed. Okay, it's a satisfying exercise because you can look back at it and you can say, that's now a straight line. It used to be a ragged edge. The grass is no longer, I've done about 3/4 of it. Before my show tomorrow, I'll do another session, and I should have finished that section then. Then it's on to the next job. You never finish gardening. Okay, so that was the Logitech Brio, and again, thank you for watching me. This is absolutely brilliant. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this away because I don't think we need it now. Okay, so that's the tripod. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to go mobile. Now, back in March 2021, I'm a desktop guy. I love broadcasting from my studio, and today I'm broadcasting from BeLive. Yeah, be.live means I can have 8 people on screen. I can have images. I can play YouTube videos, which we're going to do in a moment. We're going to play a YouTube video in a moment. It's just absolutely brilliant for doing this sort of broadcast on Amazon Live. And I not to give too much away, but I've now, well, no, not yet. I will tell you later. For the moment, I've got to say shush. Okay, things are happening with BeLive. Shush. So I'm going to take that off and back to me. Okay, so I'm a desktop guy. I broadcast live on Amazon Live Monday through Friday, 9 AM Eastern, every single day, talking about different things every day. But last March, I went out and I got this. Okay, and this, just a minute, just a second, I just need to find it. This is down in the carousel now. This is the carrying case. Okay, what does it carry? I'm going to show you. I'm going to unzip it. I don't do unboxings, I actually do unzippings. Okay, I'm going to take this out. If I find something, I'm looking for something. I've left a prop somewhere else. Okay, I'm going to talk about it anyway. I now do mobile video, and when I do mobile video, I use a gimbal, which I'm going to show you in a moment. The other thing I use, obviously, is a mobile phone. Mine's a Samsung phone. I'm an Android guy. Yeah. And talk about any Android phone or any iPhone, in actual fact. You can shoot video on your mobile phone. If you hold your mobile phone like that, then there is one thing that you're worried about, consciously or subconsciously. Your grip on the phone is very, very tight because you don't want that phone to fall on the floor. You want it to stay up there. Yeah. So the first thing is security of your mobile phone. If you spent $1,100 on an iPhone, then the last thing you want is to be taking a video now and dropping it. The thing is that if you're tightly holding your mobile phone, you're not concentrating on taking the video. You're not. You're actually concentrating on holding the phone. Point one. Point two in mobile video is that, well, if you're holding your phone, pretend there's a phone in my hand, then as you're walking along, your phone is going up and down. Okay? You can't do anything about it. Your phone goes up and down. Now, if you're shooting a video for your own use, this is not a problem. But if you're shooting a video that you want to show to other people, you want to take pride in other words, if you visited Stonehenge, then you'd want to show a video of Stonehenge which did credit to your video skills and to Stonehenge, which means that you don't want the camera to be going up and down. This is a gimbal. The gimbal has but one job in life, and that is one, your phone goes into the clamp, which is extendable. Yeah, so it takes larger phones as well as normal size phones. Your phone is in that clamp. Okay, you'd have to drop the whole unit, and that's difficult to do, to drop your camera on the floor. Your camera is secure. It goes into there with, right, okay, this is going to sound ridiculous, but take the phone case off first. Put the phone without its case into here with the lens at the top. Okay, that's all you need to do. Then, just let me, I can stop showing that now. Just let me go over here. I need to bring in my second camera. Okay, so I'm going off full screen, and there's my camera, and I'm just going to make a slight adjustment. Just bear with me a second. Okay, we're just in the studio, and oh wait a minute, no, I want to go there and there. Okay, I'm going to take that. We're going to be talking about the Oswald Tiny later in this broadcast. I'm going to take that off for now. This here, okay, this is, it's got your camera in, and what you want to do is to put it down on the desktop and switch it on. You must have the gimbal on a solid surface to switch it on. First thing it's going to do is calibrate, and it can't calibrate properly if you're hold of it. So you want it on a steady surface, a bench, a rock, or anything that's flat. And you switch the unit on, and it will calibrate, it will swing around, and you're then ready to shoot. You then go to your mobile phones, come back to me. You then go to your mobile phone and start your software. Now, most of it will start the recording software, and you just go off with a gimbal and shoot. I actually go live when I'm using a gimbal, and I broadcast live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch using the gimbal. It's much more fun that way. I'm looking for something. Have you guessed? Okay, there. It's much more fun with a gimbal going live. Now, this, I can tell you basically all about this. I wax lyrical because I enjoy using it. But I think the best thing I can do at this stage is I can actually show you this video was created using the home gimbal. So I'm going to change the way I look again. Okay. So the video I'm about to show you was created using this gimbal. So there is no better way to actually show you than to actually play you a video. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and find a video I can show you. And we're actually going to go. This was shot December 26, 2021. Okay, what we're actually going to do is I'm going to put the video full screen. No, not that one. I'm going to put the video full screen, and we're actually going to pay a visit to Stonehenge. not raining, so I'm going to walk around the henge and give you a tour. Well, let's go. Right, there aren't too many people here. Basically, it's to wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy and prosperous New Year from Angelica and myself, and from everybody visiting Stonehenge today. Boxing Day 2021. Okay, I think we're in the clear now, hopefully. Right, so as usual, broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and my website. And that's just a beautiful sight, especially as it's a beautiful day, as I pan around to give you some idea of the countryside around the henge. Now the henge is not on its own. There are burial mounds all around, and behind me is my wonderful partner Angelica, who is looking the other way. Hello. Right. And going over to, now this is the road. People slow down here because they've actually got a view of Stonehenge, so the traffic along this road gets congested during the week, and that's the road that they're actually going to replace with a tunnel. Now the tunnel won't go directly under Stonehenge, thank goodness, because we don't want Stonehenge to subside into a pile of rubble, but it will go within half a mile of Stonehenge. And I think the current state of play is that it's going to go ahead, and the idea is that the road that we're looking at now. Right, what I'm going to do now, because I've got the video player, is I'm going to go zoom forward, and we're going to get in a second closer to Stonehenge. So I'm going to go here, right, and I'm going to press play again. So this is closer to the henge. This was on a sunny day in December last year. We'll just be closed.
Corin, watch out where you're going, dear.
Right, okay, hopefully. Right, okay, so this is the end of our journey. This is as close as you can get to the stones, as I say, apart from the 2 days a year. And you can see how this was constructed 4,500 years ago. They're still trying to work out how they got the lintel. I mean, it's a feat of engineering, because we're talking 4,500 years ago. The stones came from Wales and from Marlborough, had to be brought here, not by cart, they were actually rolled here. So quite a considerable feat. Now beyond the stones you can see a footpath, and that footpath, which people are walking at the moment, that goes down to Dorrington Walls, which is another Neolithic site. And now we're back to me, and I wasn't this video that you're watching now, wasn't created, that video of Stonehenge. Now the beauty of actually doing that is, first of all, using a gimbal, you're steady. You're not worried about your phone dropping, and you can concentrate on looking at what you're actually shooting. And that's very important to get the shots that you want. The other thing is that if you make a high quality video, then it's not just for personal use. I mean, Angelica and I can remember that day, 26 December 2021, we can play the video on our Samsung television, and that's a personal memory. If you want other people to watch your live video over, you have to take a more professional approach. Okay, so you can shoot the video. The next thing is, he said, that you'll notice in that video, I did a voiceover. Okay, I did a narration. I prepare before we go anywhere. I revise, I cram and I get the knowledge so that when I'm walking around somewhere, I can actually talk. I've got some salient facts tucked away here, and I can actually talk about it. So I'm giving a narration. Now, if I just pretend this is a phone, if I just use the microphone in the mobile phone itself, then that would be okay. But we don't want okay, we want good. And that's where the next item in the carousel, which is the professional microphone, this one, or that one, okay? This is the Power Device lapel microphone. The lapel microphone plugs into the bottom of your phone and it cuts out the microphone in your phone. This takes the place of it. Now, this is the carrying pouch. Okay, so in my rucksack, when I go out, I've got the gimbal and I've got the lapel microphone. Now, if this has behaved itself, I should be able to unzip it, take out the microphone and show it to you. And I can. Okay, good. Normally I get a tangle of wires. Okay, so we're not too bad today. Okay, this is the lapel microphone that takes the place of your mobile phone microphone, and it's the lapel microphone. So cool because you plug it on, you fasten it rather onto your clothing, and you just clip it on with the crocodile clip. Okay, and that's it. Okay, and if I stand up a second, excuse me, there it is. That's the crocodile clip in place. Okay, so it's unobtrusive. In summer, it goes onto your t-shirt. In winter, it goes onto your winter clothing. The other end of it, which I have here, plugs into your phone, into the audio socket, and it cuts out the microphone on your mobile phone, and you're now talking, and your voice will be the first sound above all other sounds. Yeah, you're still going to have background noises, but your voice, because you're dampening the microphone and the sounds that are around you, your voice goes into the microphone, into the phone, and it just works. This is the best one that I've found. It's down in the carousel today. It is 41% off. Yep, 41% off. And this turns a personal video into a video that you can put onto YouTube. That's the difference between having the mobile phone microphone and an external microphone like this one. It's so important. This is the difference. It's only because of this that my videos go on. The videos that I showed you of Stonehenge a moment ago is 25 minutes long. Okay. I can't show you the whole 25 minutes live on Amazon Live because I'm supposed to be talking to you. So I can show you a snippet and then I can say this. No, not that. This. If you want to watch the full video, then you go to Amazon Live and you search for me. Yeah. And that will find all the videos and you can play the full 25 minutes then. So if you want to go on a virtual tour of Stonehenge or Avebury or Salisbury or anywhere like that, anywhere in Wiltshire, wonderful Wiltshire, we are 97 miles away from London. It's a beautiful county with Stonehenge, Avebury, Courts Garden, Salisbury, beautiful place to visit. Must be on your bucket list if you're coming over to the UK. And bring with you your lapel microphone, because that's the difference. That's the major difference between a personal video and a video that you can put on YouTube. I mean, the videos that I've done of Stonehenge and Avebury and Portsmouth have all got good views on YouTube. Okay, because the thing is, I mean, there are three reasons for actually recording video on your gimbal. Okay, I've got to be honest here. Okay, everybody who's watching now is unlikely to visit your hometown. You can take your gimbal and you can go with this and you can make your own personal video from your own viewpoint and then upload it to YouTube. So if anybody wants to know about Liverpool, then they can go to YouTube, type in Liverpool, find your video. Okay. SEO is a different thing entirely, but we'll come on to that, I've no doubt, in future episodes of this broadcast. So a personal record that other people can see, because we're not all going to visit each other's places. So do video your town, do video the places that you visit as a record for yourself and as a record for others. Now, there is one final thing that you do need if you're going to do mobile video. And I'm just going to go in the carousel and change it. Okay, and I'm going to try, because as I say, I own 75% of what's down the carousel. So excuse me a moment. I've just been charging this. I'll tell you a story, just a minute. And to do that story, I do need to have something on screen. And I'm going to try and find it. Just give me a second. Yes, it's there. So I need to hide that. And I can then show this on screen. And take myself off full screen. One of the videos that we shot, and I'm just going to go side by side here, just a second. One of the videos that I shot was of Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyards. And it used to be until 1992 was the home of the British Royal Navy. Then they moved up to Scotland, leaving the Royal Naval Dockyards at Portsmouth as a museum. And it's a ship museum. And it's got the HMS Warrior. It's got HMS Victory, captained by Lord Nelson at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1812. And it's got the Mary Rose, which was a ship commissioned by Henry VIII, which sank. And it's been recovered and brought back up to the surface, and it's being restored in Portsmouth. So Angelica and I were in Portsmouth, and we were doing a tour of the dockyards. And I was armed with my trusty gimbal and my microphone. And we went past HMS Warrior, which is the first steel-clad ship. I will show you a minute of this video in a second, so I will show you the video, because I'm telling a story. I've got to show you the video, otherwise it doesn't make sense, does it? So we did the HMS Warrior, then we went on to HMS Victory, and I'm just going round the corner of HMS Victory to start filming the Mary Rose, when all of a sudden, the picture on my camera stopped, and then the sound went, and then the phone went off. Yeah, disaster. I didn't get to photograph the Mary Rose. So I learned a lesson that day, and the lesson was that there's another piece of kit. If you're a mobile videographer, you need this, and this is a portable power pack. Okay, if I had been able, just let me do something first. If I had been able to plug my phone into here, I would have got footage of the Mary Rose. As it is, we're going to go back to Portsmouth. I'm going to make sure I charge the phone the night before, but I will have this with me just in case. Now, this is portable charger down the carousel. It's today, it is 10% off. It's 29. I can see comment as well. I'll come to the comments in a minute. This is now in my rucksack. It's the fact that it charges, and it's not just for mobile broadcasting. Anything that takes a USB-C connection, it will charge. Okay, so it will also charge this with this. Okay, what do you think that is? That's a charger for my Fitbit. Okay, and Fitbit will cover tomorrow. But I'm going to show you just a short snippet of this video, because this video was created using the home gimbal. Just let me change again. Okay, and apply. So I'm going to show you a little bit of this video. I'm going to put the video full screen, and I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. So we're in Portsmouth in England, and let's have a look around. Is a ship built in Great Britain, and it's steam powered, not sail powered, and we're just going to walk alongside to give you an idea of the size of this. Over there is a tower, 385 feet I think. You can actually go up in a lift to the top, but we're concentrating on the shipping today as we're at the Dockyards. Welcome to HMS Warrior, Her Majesty's ship Warrior, or His Majesty's ship as it was when it was commissioned. And this is just an amazing place. As I pan round, we're actually, the estuary is over there, and we have all the buildings on the right. As usual, I'm broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and my website, live from Portsmouth in England, as Angelica and I do our tour of Hampshire. Okay, so I'm trying to avoid people, and so we're travelling all around the UK and shooting videos using the gimbal, the microphone, and the power pack. And those three items, basically with your mobile phone making four, are what you need to do semi-professional to professional video. So I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to take that off screen if I can. Okay, so that was Portsmouth in England, visit that we made last year, and happy memories of a great visit to Portsmouth, which is a brilliant place to visit. Put it on your list of places to visit in the UK. Portsmouth, Dockyards. See the Murray Rose. Okay, we missed it. See HMS Victory, see HMS Warrior. Visit the workshops where all the shipyard work went on. And it is just a brilliant place to chill for half a day. You can spend half a day there, and then you can go. There's some beautiful restaurants in Portsmouth. There are some beautiful restaurants, so you can go for a tour of the Dockyards and then go and enjoy the food in Portsmouth itself. So there you have it. Okay, so let's see if there's any new comments. I want to say thank you for watching an Amazon Live, and thank you, David, for his comment earlier. And that's the timing. I joined. Hello, Stephen, from my good friend Corinda, and Corinda is in London. Hello, Corinda. Nice to see you, and it's nice to see everybody who's watching me live on Amazon Live today. Now I'm going to go back. We've looked at many things in the last couple of hours, and Corinda's saying he's reapplied. Good luck, Corinda. And we're going to go with a camera. Okay, now the way that I'm doing this, the way I'm doing my Amazon Lives is simple and straightforward. Okay, this is not a branded show. This is my show, and the items in the carousel I own. And what I'm doing is I'm upgrading my equipment step by step. Can I? Continual and never-ending improvement. And thank you, Tony Robbins, for that. Basically, I'm upgrading my camera, I'm upgrading my microphone, I'm upgrading my lighting. We've looked at Logitech Litra lights earlier. Now I'm going to show you my latest camera, and it's something special. It is a PTZ camera, pan, tilt, and zoom. Now, what I need to do is to go off full screen. I can remove the video because we've seen HMS Warrior, and I'm going to go over here, and just give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. I'm still here. I just need to find something and bring it up on screen. If I can find it, well, I need it. I actually do need it because I'm going to show you. Just let me go back. I know. Right, found it. Okay. The beautiful thing, and if I bring it in and switch it on, The beautiful thing about broadcasting on Be Live is that I can have two cameras. Okay. And I'm going to remove the video until we've actually got the two cameras. So all the time I've been broadcasting on Logitech Brio. I'm now about to show you the camera that's to the right of me. It's my latest acquisition. Purchased it a month ago. I'm still getting used to it, but it's a very, well, rather than talk about it, I'm going to show it to you. So I'm going to switch my camera off and put that full screen. Right, okay, now what can you see? You can see the battery charger. Let's remove that out of the way. Okay, you can see the packaging for the lapel microphone. All these items down in the carousel. You can see the lapel microphone itself, and just off screenshot is I'm trying to put, I'll get there. I'm trying to put the cable back in the thingy what's it and zip it up. Okay, so that's not, it's actually in. It's not necessarily in perfectly, but it is in. So I can zip that up and that now goes back in my rucksack. Okay, whilst we're on the desktop, I want to show you this. Okay, behind here, I don't want to destroy anything, but I actually have plants in my office, and two plants. We're going to watch these two plants grow through 2022. The one there should actually flower at some point this year. Okay, but this is my second camera. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click a button and I'm going to come to me. The thing about this camera, which is the Overspot Tiny, this is just it's a joy to use. First of all, the Overspot Tiny camera can have 3 preset locations. Location 1 down there, location 2, which is me, and location 3, which is the far wall. That is a picture of in Everystone Circle, which is about half an hour away from me, as most places are, built at the same time as Stonehenge, and I love just love the picture. That's why it's on the wall, and that's why it's in my office. Back to me. Okay, so this is the Overspot Tiny PT camera. Pan, tilt, and zoom. Okay, and it does all those things and more. I'm about to show you what the more is. So I'm going to take that title off, and so you can see the camera working. We're actually going to put this camera through its paces now. And I'm going to show you the software that does this afterwards. So you'll see the software for the Overspot Tiny in a moment. Just as I showed you the software for Logitech Brio, I'm going to show you the Tiny software. Now, if I do that, I'm just testing that this is actually working. No, it's not working. Just a minute. That's better. Right. Okay. Bit of preparation. Now, what I'm going to do, I don't know whether you caught Nick Wood's broadcast earlier today, but Nick was actually doing his Amazon live show, stood up, and I'm stood up now, and my hands are here. I haven't touched anything. Yeah. And basically what has happened is that the Overspot Tiny has, just let me sort this out, okay, I've broken it. Just a minute. I'm going to have to take 2. Just a second. Let me go here. Okay, and I'm going to have to come back. Okay, now hopefully this will go well. You can see my shirt now. That's not good. Don't you love it? Don't you love it when a demonstration goes perfectly? That would be too much to ask. Dear me, just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to try again. Okay, and I'm going to try. Yeah, okay. Now, 3, 2, 1. Okay. The Obsbot Tiny is actually tracking me as I move about the office. So it means that when I go over here, the Obsbot Tiny will follow me. When I go over here, the Obsbot Tiny will follow me. Yeah. So this camera is a joy to use. It's got built-in tracking software, AI tracking, which means that it will follow you around the room. So when I'm presenting, just a minute, when I'm presenting stood up, I can use the Obsbot camera. And the Obsbot camera will make sure, we talked earlier about the importance of headroom. The Obsbot Tiny is automatically giving me headroom and adjusting to when I move. Now, that means that when I'm stood up, I can actually demonstrate. And as Nick said this morning, with a bit more energy than when you sat down. It's a totally different proposition. So what I'm going to show you now is these. You ready for this? These are Aftershocks headphones, and they go over your ear. They do not go inside your ear canal. Okay, they go over your ear. They are waterproof and water resistant. I mean, I've been in the rain and I've not had any problems whatsoever. Okay, because they don't go in your ear canal, your ears can still hear things, which means you can talk to the person next to you. You can hear the traffic around you. You can hear the silent cyclist coming up behind you. Quality of sound, because the sound's not going through your ears, it's actually going through your skull. The sound quality is good. Okay, it's not hi-fi, but it is good. Okay, and I love these. Whether you're walking, jogging, running, or cycling, Aftershocks headphones are the best. Okay, now people are going to see them and think, oh, what's he wearing? He's wearing Aftershocks. Now, blue is not the only color you can have. You can have any color you like that's on the Aftershocks site. Find Aftershocks in the carousel and then just click it and go direct to the page. But the whole thing about this is that I'm talking to you and I'm stood up and I'm using the same camera, the Obsbot Tiny camera. And I've got to be honest, I'm still practicing with this. Okay, presenting on your feet is a skill and you have to learn it first. And I'm working at it so that if you come back in a week's time, you'll actually find that I'm a lot better at it. Right, I'm going to do a trick now. And the trick is that I sit down and the camera will find me. Okay, so if this works, it'll be good. Just a minute. Okay. Adventure over. We're back. Okay, thank you for continuing watching. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the software that actually controls this, and then you get an understanding of what you can do with the Obsbot Tiny camera. So let's share. You notice how the camera's still tracking me, a window, and I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to bring it up on the screen next to me. Okay, this is the software that controls everything I've just been showing you. Okay, and you don't want two of me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that down there and I'm going to hide myself. Just a minute. Let's go hide the camera. Okay, so now you've got my second camera, and come back to me. And I'm just going to swap these around so that I'm on the left hand side. Okay, this is the software that controls the camera. You go to the Obsbot site, you download the software, install it, it will find your camera. Okay, with this software you can update the firmware in the camera and you can update the software itself. This software controls the Obsbot Tiny camera. Now, if I go here, I can go to the first location. I'm pressing the first button. I can go to the second location by pressing the second button. You can see a certain logic here. and I can go to the third location by pressing the third button. Okay, now let's come back to me. You'll notice in each of those locations, I've got a different zoom. So I could actually zoom in on that location and take you closer to the plants, or I can come back. Okay, I can vary the zoom. Now, the Oswald Tiny camera has got 2x zoom. Okay, it has 3 preset locations. If I go here, you'll see 3 preset locations. And I can move the camera simply by going up, going down, going left, okay, going right. I can control the camera, total control. I can come back to me, okay, and if I click here, you will see, and hopefully I'm going to tell you about it, but you can auto sleep the device. So in other words, if the device isn't used, it will go to sleep. It has a turn off function as well. Gesture control. Yeah, I can actually turn the tracking that we saw a moment ago on and off just by using hand gestures. I can also control the zoom using hand gestures as well. Tracking mode, I've got it in headroom mode. We talked about headroom being important. And it does that automatically as you're actually moving about. I could have in standard mode. In other words, it's up to me where I am on screen, whether I've got headroom or not. And then motion mode is when it will track a fast moving person. This is a people chaser, people follower rather, and it will track whoever you point the camera at. So you can actually film a 100-meter race and it would actually track from the beginning to the end automatically. You can configure the video, so I can change the video settings much in the same way as I could control the C920. Now the new thing, one of the things I love is when software houses actually update the software frequently, and there's been an update on the Oswald Tiny software for, I'm going to go full screen with it. You now have face tracking, exposure. So it will actually track and enhance your face. Okay, everybody's trying to give us things which make us look good on camera. The auto exposure of your face is a good one. And I've got to say, the quality of the software is just improving. Now, if you click the link down in the carousel today, you will get 10% off. Okay, now I paid the full price. I'm not unduly worried about that. I paid the full price, but it is good value. Yeah, 10% off. I'm happy at the full price. It does so many things. It's a camera which you can have so much fun with. Yeah, and it tracks you. Yeah, it's moving. As I move about, the camera actually, hours of fun with this. If you're demonstrating, you want to point over somewhere, then you can just move and you can just point. Absolutely brilliant. So let's go off full screen. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to switch my second camera back on. Okay, now you can do a side-by-side comparison. On the left, I can christen one of these for you. Okay, just a second. On the left is the Oswald Tiny, on the right is the Logitech Brio. Now, Logitech Brio colorways are oversaturated compared to the Oswald Tiny. The Oswald Tiny looks more natural. I just got used to, stop, put your hands down. I have so got used to the way I look on the Brio. I'm totally happy with it, so I haven't changed a thing. And the other thing you'll have noticed now is you compare the two cameras, the Brio with the Oswald Tiny, is that it's impossible to look at two cameras at the same time. You can only look at one camera. I'm now looking at the Brio. I'm now looking at the Ultra Tiny. Yeah. So there's your side-by-side comparison of two cameras, Logitech Brio and the Ultra Tiny. Okay. The Ultra Tiny is so much fun. Now, before we leave the Ultra Tiny, just one final thing. It has 2x zoom. Okay. We spoke earlier about the Brio having 4K, and you've been able to broadcast to YouTube in 4K. The Ultra Tiny has a new brother. It's called the Obspot 4K. It is a 4K camera. Same facilities as the Tiny, but it's 4K and it's 4x zoom. Okay. The Tiny is 2x zoom. The new camera is 4x. If you click the Obspot Tiny down in the carousel now, then you'll find out about the Obspot 4K. That's the wonderful way in which Amazon works. Okay. I have got the Tiny. I bought this a month ago. I will be getting the 4K later in the year, and I'll show you the comparison then between the Tiny and the 4K. But I've never had so much fun using a camera. Okay, let's go back to full screen. Okay, this is me, and we are now back onto Logitech Brio. Okay, right, and over to the carousel, and thank you for watching an Amazon Live. It is brilliant that, I mean, I'm just a reminder. You're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. I'm glad you are. On a note, a personal note, I'm honoured. Just let me change something. Okay. Just let me go here. Don't want to break anything, but I do want to change something. Okay. That's better. That's more subtle, don't you think? Okay, you're watching Stephen live from England. I totally enjoy being on Amazon Live. I appreciate that you spend time with me. I'm here to help. On my Tuesday through Friday broadcasts, all at 9 a.m. Eastern, you can come and talk to me about anything to do with live broadcasting, about anything that's down the carousel. And we'll be talking about something this week. And I just want to give you a foretaste of it. And just let me set something up, because this will work. I assure you, if I could type this in, where am I going? Okay, and I want to go somewhere. All right, okay. We'll be talking about something this. Right, I'm going to screen share. Are you ready for this? Just a minute. I'm going to stop that. This week, I'm going to center on this. I'm going to center on something which is relative to everything that we see in the carousel. But I just need to do a screen share, and this will take a second. It's worth it. Just don't go anywhere. Just let me get this sorted. Okay, and I'm going to go to there, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go there, and now I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to share screen again. And this time, this is my website. Okay, and whilst I'm broadcasting on Amazon Live now, I'm actually broadcasting on my website. Shall I show you? Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. I'm going to go there. There you go. And I'm going to go there. Right, that was a short snippet of broadcasting on the website. Whilst I'm broadcasting on Amazon, right, okay, we're going to cover, I'm going to stop the screen share, come back to me, and I'm going to hide the Obspot Tiny. Nope, wrong one. I'm going to go full screen with that. Okay. No, it's not that one. Okay. Right. what I'm going to do this week, I'm practicing today, is to show you broadcasting to your website. Because broadcasting your website with the equipment I've shown you, with the cameras and everything I've shown you today, is all about live broadcasting. And you can actually broadcast to your website. And I'm going to tell you how you can broadcast to your website from home, and people can go to your website. Websites are in 2022, very important. If you've got a website, then when people come to watch you live on your website, they will read your blog posts, they will shop in your shop. Okay. It's just 2022 is broadcasting to your website. I'm working with a company called OneStream, and I'll tell you all about it during the course of the broadcast this week. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick up my iPad, okay, and we're going to close off the way we actually started. So I'm coming full circle now. Okay, so forgive me for a moment. I just want to set something up. Okay, and I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to hide this. Okay. 2 weeks ago, and it's down the carousel now. 2 weeks ago, I was watching a live broadcast by my good friend Marco Nova. Marco broadcasts most days on Amazon Live. He too is an Amazon insider. If you just catch his broadcasts, they're just amazing. Mark and I have known each other for about 4 years. We broadcast together quite regularly. We've both got our own Amazon Live pages. Thank you, Amazon Live, for the pages. And I was watching, because I watch Amazon Live. I watch more Amazon Live than I actually broadcast. And I was watching Marco on replay last week, and his guest was Daniel Sigman. And Daniel Sigman works for Logitech, a great guy. And I watched that whole program about Logitech cameras and about the new product, which was released in January 2022. And you can see Daniel holding one there, which is the Logitech Litra light. This is the light that Daniel was holding. Okay, when it's supplied, and I've got one running at the moment. I'll show you how good it is. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch my light off, and it's gone decidedly dark. So this is the difference. I've got two of these. This is the difference that a Logitech Litra light makes. I'm going to switch it on. There you are. You can see me now. Right, when you get the Litra light, and I've got to say this is the best lighting I've had. I used to have two softboxes, okay, onto the wall, back to me, and that was it. But softboxes after 3 years wore out, so I needed some new lighting. So when I saw Daniel on Marco's show and I saw this light, I thought that's the one for me. So I got two, one so I can show you, and one that's actually on at the moment. When you get the light, you've got cellophane around the base, you've got cellophane around the back. Okay, just take that off. Then the next thing you do is you plug in the cable that comes with the light. There is no need for any of the cable. This cable has been optimized to work with the Ultra Litra Glow light. So you plug it in. Once you've plugged it in, then there are physical buttons on the back, and you can switch it on. And there you have it. The light is now shining on me. Not that I would actually carry it like this, but I'm just giving you an example. Okay, so now I'm going to switch the light off again. You said, okay. It works good with two lights, doesn't it? Wow. You can, I'm going to go down here. You can raise the light, okay, and you can go back down again. You lift the shelf here, and that goes over the back of your monitor. So I've got one on my BenQ monitor at the moment, pointed at an angle like that, okay? Mine's pointed like that. You can angle it like that, okay? It depends where you want the light to go. And just a reminder, I have no room lights on. I've only got 1 litre of glow light on me. You can go back up. You can turn it that way. You can turn it that way. So you can, this is very versatile, which is a word I was searching for earlier. This is versatile. You can point the light directly where you want it to be. Now, the litre of light is above my BenQ monitor in front of me. It's next to my Logitech Brio camera. And I can move it slightly nearer by going like that. That's probably better as well. The thing is that you can adjust this to how you want it to be. Now, what you can do is you can take the light off this stand and put it onto a tripod stand. And with a tripod stand, you could then have the light anywhere on your desking. Okay, so it is definitely versatile. It's in the carousel at the moment. It's $59.99, and you've seen it working. I mean, basically, I can. Let's just go through it. I've got 7 presets on this light, and if I go through, not that light, hang on. If I go through the presets, I'm going to go back to the beginning. This is bright, okay? This is the first preset. Then there is the second preset. I've got 7 presets in total, and I'm going through them one by one, and sometimes you'll see a subtle difference. Sometimes you'll see a heck of a difference. Okay, and I'm just controlling the software. Software's free. I'll just show you just a minute. Let me go and share screen. This will take a second. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So here, and I'm going to bring it in to my studio. Okay. This is the software. This is me and the software and Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. Okay, so I'm going to go picture in picture like this. This is the software. The software you actually download from Logitech.com is free. You've got the light. Software is free. The software itself is called Logitech G Hub, which has been around and is well known to gamers. But using this, I can control the light. If I click in the right place, I can control the brightness of the light simply by selecting the different presets, up to 7 different presets. Okay, and this is one that I do like, Cozy Candlelight. Okay, now this is one that I made. But you can make your own preset. You can reduce the temperature. Yeah, you can reduce the brightness until you end up with the setting that you want. With the software, you're in total control of this light. It's easy to operate. The software sees the light straight away. The only proviso is that this light has to be plugged in to your Mac or your PC. The software only works when it's plugged in to your Mac or your PC. It needs a USB-A port to plug into. Then it works perfectly. Okay. And you only need one of these. I've got 2, so I can actually show them to you. Okay, now this has been Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen Healey. Yes, it has. And you have been watching Stephen Healey live from Wiltshire, England. I just enjoy your company. I want to thank you for spending part of your day with me. I'm back together tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. It's always my pleasure to be here. Amazon Live is the place to broadcast. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. And I will see you again soon, I hope. Bye for now.